to Better Day with Ray Tanya, and we're back talking about how to have a better financial day. If you've been with me over the last couple of weeks, we've talked about the importance of making sure that your finances are in order and the benefits that come with it. But today, we're going to jump in and we're going to begin to discuss things that you can do to make that better financial day happen for you. I'm all tongue tied getting excited about it. It's not enough to just say, I'm going to have more money or I'm going to spend less. You really need to have a plan. You really need to set aside some awesome tips and tidbits and tricks and some habits to make your finances become something that aren't just things that you do, but they become a lifestyle and a habit, and they also bring blessings to your life. So we're going to just talk about 3 areas today. Every week over the next couple of weeks, we'll add a few more things. But today we're going to start with the simple things. Something that I don't care who you are or what your financial status is something that you can do to make sure that your better financial day is happening in your life. So number 1, a budget. By definition, I want to see if I can get this. A budget is the amount of money that is available for, required for, or assigned to a particular purpose. Now, some people are like, well, yeah, I got a budget. But one of the things in this definition that really stuck with me is the available for. Sometimes you may have money set aside for something, but it's not enough available. So it's a lot of different things. But for you, I want you guys to begin to start writing out, okay, this is how much money I take in. This is where the money must go. And begin to give your money a name. I found over the years that when my money has a name, meaning the rent, the mortgage, the light bill, my Zumba membership, whatever it is, it gets to that directed place. But when I don't, I tend to do things that I shouldn't do that are irresponsible with my money. So create a budget for your life. Create a budget that's going to say, this is what I'm going to do for the month, but then however you get paid, whether that's weekly, bi-weekly, twice a month, or once a month, you can go back and revisit that budget as need be. You can do your budget with something easy like this. I'm a paper girl. I love my planner. I put everything in here that I need to do. It's going to have, what day the car note's done. Some of you guys are a little bit more high tech and you got everything on your phone. That's fine too. But create a budget. The second thing I want you to do is planning. Now, many of you may say, but Ray Tanya, isn't that what a budget is? It's planning. It's a little bit different. When you're setting aside your budget, this is for those expenses that you know that you have. You know every month you're going to have a water bill. You know every month you're going to have a cable bill. You know every month that Visa's due. That's a budget. Those are set expenses. But planning is going to be something that you're going to set aside for those things that maybe come once a year or unexpected. For example, your car tag. Every year you're going to have a car tag, but it's not something that you're going to set money aside for every month in the sense of that bill is coming. But if you do add that as part of your monthly bill, when the car tag comes, you won't find yourself in such a bind. If you say every week or every month or however you get paid, I'm going to set aside $5, well, by the time your car tag is ready, you've set aside that money. You're planning for a future known expense. You can also plan for those future unknown expenses. You know, that one person that keeps calling you and saying, girl, we got a baby shower. We need to get a baby shower gift. We got a bridal shower. Those are expenses that are usually going to come, but you're not planning for them because you don't know why. I was actually doing some calculations here, and I don't have my computer today. I got my notebook because that's where I was, envisioning things. If you're somebody who likes a cup of coffee, you go to Starbucks. Usually the cup of coffee that I get from Starbucks is $4, and I don't get it often. But if you're like a cup of coffee, Starbucks a day girl, at the end of the week, 5 days, you've spent $20. Imagine what would happen is if for 1 week out of the month, instead of having your Starbucks fix, you set that money aside to plan for those future known or unknown expenses. You could literally, over the course of the year, if you did it every single day, save $1,000. That's a lot you can do with $1,000. Your car note, a car note, you could pay an extra car note and decrease your payments. If you have a house note that falls in that, you could pay one of those. So planning is just setting aside extra money, like I said, for those future known and unknown expenses. Lastly, I want you to look at your spending. How are you spending your money? Here in my local hometown, and some of you guys know me and you know where I live and you're with me, there's it's a store, it's called Dirt Cheap. Now, some of you guys may say, Tanya, there is no way I would go there. Yeah, because all of the Gap stuff is in dirt cheap, and it's dirt cheap. All of the Target stuff is in dirt cheap, and it's dirt cheap. And so instead of spending $40 on a jacket, I can spend $5 on the same jacket that I would have at a department store. I'm spending my money in a way that makes more sense, where I get more for my spending than just throwing it away frivolously. You want to make sure that every dollar that you spend wisely. Shop around, look. There's something that I don't do just because I haven't learned the art of it yet, but I highly suggest people do it. Learning how to coupon. Why spend $5 for toothpaste if you can do it for $2? It's about spending wisely. So, where are we now on day one of this learning how to do a better financial day? We're going to budget, which is for those known monthly expenses. We're going to plan for those future unknown and known expenses. And then lastly, we're going to work on our spending habits. We're going to spend our money in a wise way so that we're getting more bang for our buck and we're not just buying items frivolously. Now, that may not seem like you're doing a lot, but I guarantee you within 30 to 60 days, you'll begin to see your money grow. And that's the whole point. When you have excess, like I said in the last video, you're in a position that you can be a greater blessing to others. So stay tuned. Keep working with me over the next few weeks as we continue to talk about how to have a better financial day, because we want to be good stewards of what God has given us. We don't want to be the man with the 1 talent. We want to be the man with the 10 talents. I love you guys. Have a great night and get to planning. Love you.